Hello, everyone. This is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
Vitality is our ability to have spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical bliss. Some call it paradise. We call it a game.
Hello, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am, of course, your host, the Crimson Cure. And as usual, we're just going to jump into the topic, but today is a sad topic. So if you're not in the mood for sad, hey, okay, I just got an article to read. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed because I saw this article on a tweet of his, on his tweet line. So I just want to go ahead and read this article to you. My baby told me he was tired. First grader who killed himself may have been bullied to death, parents say. Jeffrey Taylor's parents believe their son's shooting death may not be as accidental as the police suggested. Jermaine and Lakeisha Cheney, who have 7 children, are still mourning the loss of their youngest son, Jeffrey Taylor. He actually killed himself about 2 years ago. It's been a struggle. I put on this beautiful face, but inside I hurt because I miss my baby, Lakeisha said. Taylor loved God, church music, boxing, hats, costumes, and pranks. The 7-year-old was known for being the first one up or getting up in the middle of the night for snacks, only to be found sleeping on the couch in the morning. He wasn't a bad child, Jermaine said. Now their home on Channel View in Southeast San Antonio seems silent without his presence. For the grieving couple, the noise of their anguish bangs loud as a drum. A lot of people don't know his story, Lakeisha said. The hurting mother said that on December 20th, 2019, her son got off the bus with his head hanging down. Why are you so sad? This is the last day of school, she said. Shouldn't you be happy? It's Christmas break. According to his mother, he said, I should, but I'm not happy. I want to get away from that school. They don't listen to me. They don't like me. She said Taylor alleged students from various grades call him the N-word, blackie, snaggletooth, and ugly. According to the Cheneys, the students went as far as destroying her son's shoes and a pair of boots. It just seems like he was just being targeted and picked on, Jermaine said. He was just that one person that stood out. At a parent-teacher conference, his mother said her son's desk sat segregated from the rest of the class. They said he was the only black student. The teacher reportedly said Taylor might have been having issues with other students. No matter what I said to him that Friday, the day before, Lakeisha said it wasn't enough because he was already broken. The Cheneys said they kissed their sleeping children goodnight after returning from an outing on December 20th. The following day, the mother said she thought it was odd that Taylor was not up. She asked a sibling to go check on him. Everyone around her was crying. When I went into that room, all I could do was scream, Jermaine said. I just ran back out screaming at my wife, but she couldn't hear me. Her daughter pulled the earbuds playing gospel music from her mother's ear. Lakeisha said her daughter said that her brother felt hard. I went straight to the room, saw my baby laying there like he normally is, she said. But when I looked to the left, I saw my gun and I saw dry blood on my baby's face. His mother said she screamed and screamed more. She said she grabbed her son and I just started holding Jeffrey in my arms. My baby was hard as a rock, just hard as a rock. She said, I put him back and all I could do was run. San Antonio police officials responded to the home for a shooting in progress call. The 7-year-old boy died at home. Investigators called the shooting an accident, but they didn't say if they looked for signs of suicide. How could this happen? Jermaine said. The couple who said they trained to handle guns thought that their children were unaware of firearms in the home. Taylor, according to his parents, did not even have play guns. Lakeisha said her son found the gun in a Bible case under her bed. The couple accepted responsibility for the first grader finding the weapon, but the reason he retrieved it, in their mind, may tilt beyond accidental. I'm not sure what to think because my baby told me he was tired, Lakeisha said with that different voice. His parents believe the incidents at school may be to blame. Taylor attended Salado Elementary School in the East Central Independent School District. The system released the following statement about the allegations and Taylor's death. East Central ISD profoundly mourns the loss of Jeffrey Taylor. He was a bright and well-liked student, and we still to this day are in shock and disbelief over this tragedy. Our tight-knit community is filled with love, sorrow, and remembrance for Jeffrey and his family. We continue to express our deepest condolences to his family, and our community is united in our compassion for healing and strength. We are saddened to hear about the allegations as any form of bullying, harassment, or violence is taken seriously and follows required state law, board policy, and district procedures. The district completed a thorough investigation with many teachers, staff, and classmates to determine if any bullying occurred. The investigation did not produce information to corroborate the allegations. The findings of the investigation were in a letter sent to the family on January the 8th of 2020. We investigated the allegations further at 3 levels: Salado Elementary, Student Services, and the Superintendent. All investigations did not support the allegations. Approximately a little over a month before the incident occurred in 2019, Jeffrey's teacher had a regularly scheduled parent conference with the mother. Bullying was never mentioned in the parent conference. No reports or complaints were ever filed or brought to the attention of Jeffrey's teacher, the school, or district office. East Central ISD provides ongoing training to its staff regarding bullying prevention and identification. Jeffrey's teacher had completed this training prior to the incident. After Jeffrey's passing, East Central ISD offered counseling and bereavement services to the Taylor family multiple times. The district also provided extensive support to friends and classmates of Jeffrey. East Central ISD stands proudly united in our commitment to inclusion and diversity. Our schools participate in lessons regarding bullying prevention every October and offer many events for the students and community regarding inclusion. Our East Central Police Department has an active presence daily on campuses and promotes See Something, Say Something as part of Operation Save Schools. Our Equity Committee and Task Force continue to be proactive in assessing that our system protocols and procedures continue to be equitable and inclusive. East Central ISD again expresses its deepest condolences and continues to be a source of support and healing. In 3 audio recordings obtained by Ken S5, ESC ISD Superintendent Roland Toscano met with Lakeisha, a Ministers Alliance supporting Taylor and his grandmother. Toscano said his investigation revealed Taylor had no academic issues. The elementary school student, described as a leader, had no problem calling out students who did not align with school rules. That, Toscano said, may have caused some contention. Toscano talked about the challenges of getting solid accounts from students for such a serious investigation on the recording. But Taylor's defenders say he never got a chance to list his alleged offenders due to his death. The school leader said if a person feels bullied, that perception remains valid to the victim. Now, as you can see, that is the emotional story. Mainly because I understand that feeling of being tired, of wanting to end it, but I don't understand how a 7-year-old gets there. That's the sad part to me. How does a baby get to the point where he don't want to live no more? A young Black boy in what apparently was mostly a predominantly white school. I get the impression that their family was not poor and probably tried to move to a different area. send him to a better school, maybe, or so they thought. Being bullied, being called the N-word. He's the only Black student. His desk is segregated, and coupled with the fact that he was outspoken, apparently. He didn't mind calling you out. He didn't mind saying what was on his mind. And at young ages, our young Black boys are taught that they can't do that. They can't exercise the freedom of being who they are without ridicule, without somebody coming against them. And it makes me sad because, again, how does a baby, 7 years of life from birth to the moment, how does a baby get to the point where he realizes that he's not valuable to people, or he perceives himself as not being valuable to anyone, and being broken to the point where he had enough sense? They didn't think that he knew about guns, but apparently he did. He knew that his parents had one somewhere. He knew exactly where it was. She said she kissed her children goodnight that night, meaning he didn't have it, or she didn't see it on him when he went to bed. You know, he had enough sense to understand that this would end it. Doing this was final. Somewhere in his little mind, he understood that. So what kind of pressure are our young Black little boys under, where they get tired before they 10 years old? They ain't even live no life. He ain't had no little life other than school and his siblings and his parents and stuff. It didn't seem like he had no issues with his family. Seemed like he loved them. But he didn't know how to express, I want to end it. All he could tell his mother was, I'm tired. That could mean anything from a kid. And you don't expect your child or any little kid to feel that way, to feel that it was at that point, that he was at the tipping point, or beyond it. He was at the point of having made a decision about it. That's where he was at. He had decided it. I think that's what makes it so sad and so shocking and so appalling, that he had come to a decision about it. He didn't act out according to the article. They didn't say he was acting bad or doing anything that would be like, well, there's something wrong with my baby. Complain about school, but kids complain about school. Complain that other kids don't like them, but kids complain about that stuff all the time. That's part of childhood. I'm not saying it feels good. I'm just saying that that's part of the childhood experience. You go to school, kids pick on other kids. They do it. Whether it's come from a racial stance, or we get picked on when we in all Black places, the bullying is no different. It may be a different subject matter, but you still get bullied because kids, that's what kids do. Kids pick on other kids. And if he was outspoken, then they probably didn't like him very much. I don't really know what to say. This one got me. This one got me. It's not a lot of articles that I read that really can pull this emotion, but this one got me because he was a baby. He was a baby. And he didn't deserve whatever was going on that made him feel like, I gotta end it. The only way for me to escape is to die. How do a baby get to that point? What kind of place are we in where our babies get to that point? Our baby boys. He felt the valuelessness of himself. And even when they don't commit what is apparently a suicide, they say it was accidental, but the parents don't really think so. And given the article, I don't think so either. That boy purposely went and got that gun. He knew exactly where that gun was at, and he knew apparently how to figure out how to work it. Figured out that this would solve his problems as far as he understood.
The parents of a 7-year-old who killed himself nearly 2 years ago. I
don't know why that started up. But I just wanted to bring it to you, not to get people emotional, but to illustrate these are the dire circumstances that we're in as a people, that our children are in, and specifically our Black little boys. They are in dire straits. And sometimes we don't know they be at that point. You just don't guess that a 7-year-old even know about suicide, let alone have made a decision that he's so tired that he don't want to live. He'd rather do that than go back to school. You see? And I don't believe the letter that the school sent. Oh, there was no bullying. When the mother said when she went to the parent-teacher conference, they had to show her that his desk was segregated and all of that kind of stuff. So what was that? Anything to alleviate any blame from them. Something happened to that little baby. He didn't just wake up one day with that. That was accumulated over time. That was a pile on to him. This is why it's so important to have a value system that values us, that values our men, that values our children, the boys and the girls. We can't leave nobody behind. We can't leave them behind. We gotta have a value system to give them, so as their foundation, as their safety net. We have to. It is literally a matter of life and death at this point. So please sound off in the comment section. I know this was a hard one, but whatever your thoughts are, whatever you need to say, I'd love to hear it. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.